Hi lovely people, I wanted to share a few words in relation to Reiki healing and the role that Reiki healing can play in us rediscovering the beautiful fullness of who we are and who we have always been. So this is something I could talk about all day, but I'll try and summarize in kind of 3 key points. The first is that Reiki healing sessions can really support us to ease into a state of being rather than doing. And it's the nature of the human experience in our day-to-day lives that we are in doing mode, in going mode. The roles that we have to play demand certain things of us. The nature of the human experience is that we have to be doing. And in a Reiki healing session, as our body invites in the energy that it needs in that moment, we are eased into, or we naturally ease into a state of deep relaxation. The nervous system begins to settle. And if you've had a Reiki healing session, you may notice that you're kind of somewhere between awake and asleep, where the mind might be chatting away in the background. You may even be aware of the body and the sensations in the body, but you're kind of residing and resting in this open spaciousness. And it's a lovely place to be. And really this is us rediscovering, reconnecting, remembering our true nature, where we're not caught up in the trail of thoughts in the mind. We're not caught up in the experiences unfolding in our body, the emotions, the feelings and the sensations. We're just resting in this expansive, spacious, calm wholeness. So it's a beautiful invitation to really just settle into this space and drop out of doing and into being. Secondly, Reiki healing is really an invitation to settle into the energy of allowing rather than trying to fix our experience. So again, it's natural that or understandable, we experience such a spectrum of emotions and feelings, and we have learnt to label some as good, some as bad. Of course, some are just uncomfortable for us to experience. But in Reiki healing, as our body goes into this deeply relaxed state, it's quite common to sort of begin to notice the mind, notice the body, notice the experience, notice these emotions, and just allowing them, they just have space to move through us. So all of these are energy, emotions, thoughts, feelings, all are energy. And in a session, as our body invites in the energy that it wants and needs, and more stagnant, tired energies are released, we may notice things bubbling away. And through being deeply relaxed, we may find that we just allow them to pass through without even thinking about it or even having to try. They kind of rise and fall like the tide, like waves upon the beach. And we fall back into this place of allowing rather than fixing. Kind of similar to the first point. And it's not often that this happens, that we're in such a deep state of rest, that we're sitting in this spaciousness of being, that our experience can rise and fall, and the energies that need to breathe have space to breathe without us attaching onto them or trying to figure them out or fix them or change them. So this can be a really beautiful, healing, nourishing space to be, that Reiki healing can really support us to. And again, this is us coming back into the fullness of who we are, into that wholeness of being, where the fullness of our experience is accepted and allowed to breathe without judgment. Thirdly, over time, we may notice that Reiki healing, whether we're having individual sessions with a practitioner, self-healing, or going through Reiki training, that this really supports us to come back into alignment with our true nature, that we feel more balanced, a sense of balance and calm, that we feel more aligned to our values, that we have a more sense of clarity on the human experience, on our experiences within the human experience, and this sense of perspective and ease, and that things not meant for us naturally begin to fall away. We don't have to force ourselves into making decisions. Things just flow with more ease because we're more in alignment with our true nature, with the fullness of who we are. We've discovered or are discovering our own inner power and potential for healing. And in peeling back the layers of limiting beliefs, fears, emotions, attachment to the experiences that we have moment to moment, we create space. We create space for healing to unfold, for our true nature to shine through. And so we feel more connected, and more the sense of wholeness and fullness is kind of how we lead our lives, from this place, from this deep knowing, this deep grounding, and things can flow more naturally. And it's not to say that we aren't affected by the experiences that we have, by negative thoughts, feelings, or emotions. This is part of the human experience, but we may find we're supported to embrace all of this that little bit more. And really, we're leading life from a real sense of connection to the truth of who we are and to our inner wisdom.